Today we're talking with a gentleman who's been with RMVR for a number of years. Like how many years, Kyle? By the way, we should introduce him. Kyle Popejoy. How many years have you raced with
It's
RMVR?
been a couple. So my sister and her husband were racing with RMBR
Oh, really?
in the mid 90s.
I don't think I knew
He
that.
built a BMW for her,
Really?
and he got killed in an accident.
Oh, my
Dave
gosh.
Stecker,
Oh,
there's an
I know the
RMBR
name, but I
reward.
didn't
Yep.
realize the relationship with you.
And so she asked me if I wanted to go start racing with her after he passed away. And so I said, well, twist my arm a little, let's
Yeah.
go. So I started racing in 97 with her at Steamboat. So that's when I got started.
So you got in a couple of steamboat weekends, it
Yep.
sounds like.
Yep. 2 Steamboat weekends.
Yeah,
It was
because
awesome.
98 was the last year
Correct. Yep.
for that. Always with the BMW.
Always with, well, I had a Mustang for a few years,
Oh,
couple
did you?
years. Yeah.
Okay. And racing before that came up?
I did pick working with some roundy round guys down at Inglewood Racetrack and
Oh, really?
Lakeside and
Wow.
those places, and late models and sprint
Sure,
cars and
sure.
things like that. And so it's always kind of been in my blood.
Yeah, you've been a
Always
car guy.
loved watching Formula One when I was a kid.
Right, right.
All that stuff. So it's been a couple of
Well,
years.
so 98, having trouble doing the math, but 30 years.
Almost.
Well,
28 years.
help me out with the math, whatever.
28 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. And for the viewing audience, we have quite a number of Beamers, 2002s, and so forth that run in the vintage class. We affectionately refer to the drivers of those as the Beamer boys
Right.
because they hang together,
Right.
which is not unusual. The Formula Ford guys hang together. The Formula V people hang together. That's kind of what we do, is hang
Yep.
together.
But we hang with everybody though. It's like a huge family. And so
The little family cliques.
there's a lot of little family cliques, but there's a lot of group family stuff going on.
Well, we're trying to
Really.
emphasize that these interviews are not only to feature members such as yourself, but to explain to people who haven't raced, haven't been around RMVR, what it's all about.
Yep.
And it's a very social deal. Racing, race hard, but when racing's over, pop a beer and we're all buddies all of a sudden. And families are involved. Your
Yes.
wife was even the RMVR administrator for a number of years.
Correct.
So you're in a family affair with RMVR. And so we've got husbands and wives and daughters and children involved. And if they're not racing, they're hanging out in the pits, in the paddock, and everybody's having a good time. Well, so you've raced the Beamer mostly. If you had all the money in the world, what car and what track would you fantasize about?
Spa looks like a pretty cool track. And I always loved the single-seater Porsche cars from when I was a kid. I can't remember what the number is.
908s.
Yeah, and those were pretty cool. So,
well, those are serious cars.
exactly. So probably be my answer.
Well, I know the feeling that some of those cars of the era that are blindingly fast, driven by people who really knew what they were doing. I can't even imagine what it would be like.
No, it would
seats.
be unbelievable. So
Unbelievable. Not something you just jump in and.
but probably a little dangerous.
It's not something you just jump in and
No,
figure out in
no.
half a lap. That's for sure.
Not at
Yeah.
all.
So you've had the same car all these years?
No, actually, I drove my sister's car for, it was probably close to, I don't know, a dozen years, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
And then her son Scott turned
Okay.
18, and
Okay.
so I gave him all that.
His dad's car. Basically.
His dad's car,
Yeah.
exactly. And then went and
You
bought.
built a Mustang, or?
Well, I got the orange BMW 2002
Right.
first, and so I drove that. And then Art Krill had a yellow Mustang for a while, and then he sold it to Rob Van Westenberg, and
Oh,
I
sure.
bought that off of Rob. And so I raced that for a couple of years.
Right.
That was the tires and the brakes and
Yeah.
the fuel.
The big bore cars
got to be a little
they're
expensive.
a load, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. So I went back to racing the orange car, and then I bought the blue BMW 1600 from the Jessies. or actually it was Art
okay.
Krill again, but that was the
Yeah,
one that.
Kyle's talking about a fellow named Art Krill who used to race a lot with us and
Yep.
had a race prep shop. Or was it exclusively race prep? No, it was all
No,
kinds
he
of.
worked on all kinds of stuff,
He
all
had a
BMWs,
BMW
and
specialty shop, including prepping
right,
BMW race cars.
and he was my driver's instructor
Really?
back in the '97. So, and he was racing with RMVR for a long time.
Right, and prepare some very nice cars.
Yes,
Art's
exceptionally
Art's
nice
one of
cars.
those people when you see the work on the race car. I don't know who did this, but this thing is done nice.
Yep, yep.
He had that capability. So you probably stick with the Beamer for a while,
I think so. I've thought,
lusting for something else maybe now.
well, the numbers, the last race in the big bore group weren't very good.
Right.
So I was talking about maybe doing Formula Ford.
Uh oh, coming over to the dark
Maybe,
side.
I know.
Coming over to the
You
dark
never know.
side.
We'll see if I can afford that or not. So
Well, I'm a strong advocate for Formula Ford, having raced
I'm
it
sure
for
you are.
38 years or whatever it is. But
Yep.
there's a reason it's popular.
Right.
The cars are reasonably cost efficient to run and operate and fix. And there's a reason that Formula Ford, invented in 1968,
Right.
is still an active formula.
Yep.
It's because it checks all the boxes for.
Well, and you guys get a heck of a group. And you always have plenty of cars.
And I think for the upcoming weekend, which is the cancer race, is
Right.
coming up
What,
this
30
weekend.
cars?
We've probably got 30 Formula Fords, probably 30 Formula Vs. So,
Well, and the big bore, mid bore group's pretty good. I think
it's
they're
good
up to
size
20, 25,
Right.
something like that. So
well, this is
good.
the Race Gets Kids Cancer is our premier event for the year, our best attended race for the year, the race where we want as many spectators as we can garner. That's one reason we're doing these videos, is to put a little bit of a personal face on some of the racers. So if you come out to the track, you're more than welcome to come visit the race, any of the racers, but especially the featured racers in their paddock, and chat it up with them. And we kind of wanted people to know that it's more than just racers; it's people, and put a face
sure.
on put a
For sure.
face on some of these things, and emphasize what a gregarious social group we are, and that anybody, even if they're not really savvy to the race scene, should come out
Right.
and get a ticket to ride.
Yeah.
Right.
Heck, that's always fun.
We'll plug that in this video at lunch on both days. For a donation, you can go for a 3-lap ride at speed in a bona fide race car or supercar, or I'm not sure what the terminology would be, high-end
Yep.
performance
street cars.
or race cars, and 3 laps at speed by somebody that knows what they're doing.
Right.
And
It's a lot of fun.
It's fun, and it'll get your juices going. And with any luck at all, if you're not a racer, it'll set the hook and you'll come join us and get into the vintage racing scene. A question I've done several of these interviews and would like to ask is, tell us something about you that nobody really knows, and if they knew about it, they would be kind of surprised. Something you've done in the past, or a job you've had, something from your background that obviously most of us don't know, but
I don't know if there's anything really special.
it doesn't have to be special. It's
I've
just that we don't know about it.
I've worked in the lumber industry since I was a teenager.
Really?
I've done probably every job there is to do in a lumber yard, from the forklift driver to the
Right.
truck driver up to the manager of the location.
And do I remember correctly, you're still working, was it Rio Grande?
No, actually, I work for a company called USLBM, which is also a lumber company.
Oddly.
And so I moved into doing millwork configurators. So I build software for the location to put a door unit and all the parts and pieces that go with it together.
Wow.
So we ask the questions and they answer the questions, and then we pull all the parts and pieces out of the computer system and build what's called a kit.
Right.
And then they sell that product to the builder or whoever the case may be.
Are these kits specialized for a job, or?
So
Wow.
it's specialized for every job.
Wow. Who knew you could buy a specialized door?
Right. Well, they're handed and they're
Yeah.
certain sizes. And
I guess
they're all the same but different.
that's always interesting to me. We race with the people, and some people we've raced with for a decade or decades, and most of the time you don't have any idea what they do in real life.
Right.
It doesn't come up. It's really not important.
Right.
And you never stop to talk about it because you're too busy yakking about cars and racing and all that stuff. and you can go for years and years. You never know what somebody does in their real life.
Yep.
Have you had a race with somebody that really sticks in your mind as, oh my gosh, that was living large. That was so cool.
I've had a few. There's been some special moments on the racetrack. So anyway, I had a race with him one time. I was in the Mustang and he was in his, I can't remember what kind of car it was. But anyway, we were going back and forth and having a good time. And we were driving and going back and forth and came up on the line and I just passed him by the nose of the car. And so we got on the back straightaway and he's holding his hand up like this and I can tell he's flipping me off.
Carl Wells, yeah.
And I was just laughing my ass off. And my transponder on the Mustang was actually on the back bumper.
Oh no.
So
You have a contested win here.
So it was funny as heck because he came running over after he had the timesheet and said, "I got you."
But his transponder was in the front of the
You're
car,
right,
no doubt.
exactly. Yeah. So
That-
that was fun.
That's
but
funny because Muthart and I had a
Uh-huh.
race like that at La Junta, and we finished like this, but we measured our transponders from where the
see how
nose
far,
to
yeah.
figure out who really the winner was.
Yeah,
And
that
I
sounds
don't
about
remember
right.
now who got it, but we went through all the arithmetic, the speed,
Yep.
and the difference in time to figure out who really had the nose at the line
Yeah.
first.
So Wayne Seabrecht, he's another BMW driver, but him and I had a lot of really good races, and I
Yeah.
love to block Wayne.
Now-
So he
Now, listen, blocking we don't encourage, but blocking amongst friends, is
right,
okay,
exactly.
as long as you let
Yeah.
the turnabout happen
Yeah.
and let him block you a
So
little.
anyway, he's got a great video. We went down to Coda one year and
Oh,
raced
really?
down there. And he did a YouTube video of us at Coda, and
Oh,
it is
man.
just
Oh,
awesome. So it's a really
fantastic.
good video. So, but there's been a few races. There's
So
been a lot of
you've
fun.
gotten some tracks outside of our home track
Yeah.
around Colorado.
Yep.
You've been to Coda. Some other tracks?
Not a whole lot. We went, of course, Nostalgia went out to Utah, and so we
Right.
raced out
Miller
there with them,
Motorsports.
Hastings, and all the ones around there.
Right. Any other C-Bar Texas
Yeah,
thing?
we went with the Krills up to Pacific Raceways,
Oh, really?
and that was a blast. That
That's
was
a
lot
big
of
haul
fun.
to get up
Yeah,
there.
it was. It was
Yeah.
fun. We went up there and then did some other trips around.
Pacific Raceways was probably a race put on by a major organization known as Sovereign.
Right, correct.
Up in the Seattle Northwest area.
Up in Kent, Washington, I think it was.
Right.
So
Well,
that
it's
was
always
fun.
good to
But
get on new and different
yeah,
tracks.
it's
is it
always
not?
fun going learn a new one. But I haven't done a lot of them. I still have a lot to do. So
Good. Any plans for
we'll
this
see.
coming race year? To bag one out of state, or you just
Not yet.
Yeah, a little early to play. Yeah.
Not yet.
Well, as I've said in one of these other films, I've been privileged to race a big name track, Watkins Glen to Laguna Seca. And the beauty of it is not saying, well, I raced at Laguna Seca, I raced at Watkins. The beauty of it is, after you've been on the track, you can watch TV.
Right.
You'll be able to watch a Coda Formula One race and understand what it is and what it feels like and everything. And you can't do that until you've been on the track.
Exactly.
The TV just doesn't render it.
Yeah,
like
I did
that.
a BMW's. I guess it's like a driver's school thing out there at Laguna Seca, and so we took the Mini out there.
Oh, so you've been on Laguna?
And I've been on Laguna Seca.
Yeah,
That was a blast.
yeah.
Coming over that hill,
you can see the
just
course
amazing.
through on TV,
Yeah.
and obviously even on TV, it's kind of like whoa.
Right.
But until you've been
go over
up
that
and
hill,
over that hump and come down, you don't
it's
have
like,
a great
oh my
appreciation.
God. Yeah. The driver instructor kept saying, you got to be over here when you're coming off that hill. And I'm like, but it's so much fun. It's like I can't tell where the heck I am. So,
right.
It was fun.
My favorite example of that is Mid-Ohio, which I'd watched races ever, and you could not, for the life of me, figure out what was going. They got the track maps and everything, and the in-car video, but once you'd been on Mid-Ohio,
yeah, I haven't been
then
there
you could
yet.
deal with the TV coverage.
Yeah.
Well, keep up the work.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we look forward to seeing you out there this weekend. Are you able to give a ticket to ride, or do you have a second seat?
No, I don't have a seat in the
Doesn't
car.
have a second
so,
seat. Unfortunately, many of our race cars don't have a second seat, so they can't give rides. But those that do have second seats in their race cars, a bunch of them will be out there, and they'll be available in the pool of cars for ticket to ride. And so we'd encourage people to come out and get themselves settled in a second seat and do the 3-lap thing.
Heck yeah.
And and have something to talk about because it's a kick if you've
Yep.
never been in a race car.
It's a lot
an
of fun.
absolute kick.
Come on out.
Yep. So it's coming this coming weekend. It's an hour from Denver. Not a big deal. Spend the day, all day Friday. Well, we're out there on Friday, but the actual racing is on Saturday and Sunday. Tickets to ride will be offered on Saturday and Sunday. It's only an hour to get out there. Plenty of food and drink. Plenty of opportunity to see some neat cars. Come on out.
Awesome.